Meet Jezebel, the newest addition to the Get Out Arizona stable. She's a Marlin +8, and we're going to talk about it. So let's get on topic. Hey everybody, it's Thomas with Get Out Arizona, and you are watching another great episode of Bike Showcase on Box Topic. Normally I would say I'm joined by my co-host Brandon Van Leuven, but he's not here today. We are in the Get Out Arizona studios in El Mirage, Arizona, kind of a work in progress. It's Christmas time, guys. There's a few more days before Christmas. The schedule is chaotic at Trek, and so Brandon wasn't able to record with me this week, but I definitely wanted to get the bike showcase done of Jezebel, is her name, the Marlin +8. Now, we did one on the Marlin +6 quite a little bit now, 3-4 months ago. I'm going to put the link up top there. And when we talked about it, we said, hey, if you had the budget, the Marlin 8 was the way to go. This is an aluminum frame, okay? It's the Gold Alpha aluminum tubing. It has broad strokes, the Bosch Performance Line motor, center motor, and we have a 400-watt battery in the down tube that is removable, though not very easily, and we'll talk about that here a little bit as well. It's got the Puron 2 system up at the helm. I'll do an extensive video on this and connecting it to your phone via Bluetooth. This bike retails, and I'm using the iPad because I want to get these correct for you, and I'm going to have a little thing that, you know, goes down here on the side as well. So this bike retails, I believe, for $36.99, $34.99, as it is. It comes in gray, and it comes in this amazing fade purple job, which I absolutely love. Now, this is a large size, okay, for me. It fits, and I'm going to be riding it on the trail within the next 2 days to completely stock pedals, stock everything, to give you guys a, hey, this is what it felt like riding it, absolutely stock on the trail, what it's capable of. We're gonna really get into the nitty gritty of this bike, and then I've already started making the upgrades list. Brandon will get all that stuff ordered for me, and then we'll do just like a full-blown upgrade video. Hey, this is everything I'm upgrading and why. Now again, it comes with the Alpha Gold tubing. We've got through axles front and back. We have Shimano Dior shifters and rear derailleur, which is a nice little upgrade from the 6. We have a 1x12 as far as the drivetrain system goes. We got a dropper post from Bontrager. We've got hydraulic disc brakes, again, from Bontrager, nothing to write home about. The cockpit is very not sexy, as Brandon would say, and it's not, it's basic. And for this price point on this bike, it's what I would expect. It's an aluminum stem, aluminum handlebar. I will have to replace this though because the width is not conducive to my width on how I ride. I at an 820 is where my hands sit naturally. We do have a RockShox Recon, which has 120 millimeters of travel. Now you can put up to 130 millimeter suspension fork on here, which is nice. This is a nice upgrade from the 6 because the 6 uses a spring where this one's air and is adjustable. So again, just one of those nice little upgrades that we have. Bontrager alloy rim set, so there's nothing really flash there. We're running, I want to say these are Gunnarsson Pro tires, if I remember correctly. They are tubeless out of the box. So you don't even have to do anything. The strip's already installed. You add either, you know, your Bontrager or your stands or whichever one you want to use, and you are ready to go out of the gate, which is nice. They don't even give you that option. I know I joke around and say, you know, it's bike Amish if you're still using tubes. Time and a place for everything. And, you know, I joke and jest about that. Some of you guys get a little bit upset, but I'm just playing around as far as that goes. Now, the tire, the max tire size is 29 by 2.6, which is nice, and those are pretty chonky. And that actually reminds me of the Salsa Timberjack, though the Timberjack is not a pedal assist, and I owned a Timberjack. The Timberjack was actually the last hardtail I owned, and I used that for bike packing. So I'm really excited about this one because I haven't owned a hardtail just to ride as a hardtail bike. Seriously, it's like, ah, my God, this is gonna be so much fun. I'm really excited. Now, I've already taken for a spin around the neighborhood, you know, put everything, indexed everything to where it fits my hands and stuff like that. And I'm already super excited about getting this out on the trail. As a matter of fact, it's gonna be tomorrow. Today's date is December 18th. It's a Wednesday. You'll see this video, you're watching this video on a Sunday. You will probably see that first ride trail video impressions Tuesday, Christmas Eve, just to kind of put things in perspective for you. So now when we talk about, again, as we dig a little bit deeper in, this is the Bosch, it's the compact tube 400 watt-hour battery system. Now you have to remove this bottom plate, okay, which you can't see, but you know, you can see where my hand is down here, and you have to actually somewhat drop the motor a little bit, and then the tube slides out. So let me be very clear. If you live in an area where your garage is really hot, you're gonna kill the battery prematurely. You'll have to store this inside the house because you cannot take the battery out and leave the bike in the garage. If it was one downside to this bike, I would say that is it. Now, we've got easy access to the charging port, and this just kind of flips and closes, and this is also compatible with the range extender, which is 240 watt hours, 250 watt hours, which I plan on ordering. Brandon and I have an alert set up in the system. It should be available at the end of this month, and then, you know, we're talking 650 watt hours of riding pleasure. So the range on this one should be pretty darn good, which again, we'll dig into all those details after I've had a chance to ride her and really put her through the paces. Now, it's Dior M6 or M6100 for the shifters, for the rear derailleur. The crank length is 165. I'm not too happy about that. When I upgrade the drivetrain, we will probably do new cranks to have a more appropriate length for me. The pedals, as you can see, they're nylon. But again, we're going totally stock for our first ride to see how that works and feels. We have a Bontrager saddle, a Bontrager dropper post. Now, here's the thing. If you were to buy this bike right out of the gate and, you know, rode it for, you know, 2-3 times out on the trail, I would say the first thing I would replace would be the grips, because I use the ergons, the cork ones, for, you know, easier on my hands, keeps them from going to sleep, and possibly the saddle if it wasn't comfortable. Just riding this around a little bit, everything seemed to fit okay. So again, out of the box, should be good for a majority of riders. But as far as initial upgrades go, those are two of the things you really can, you know, do. And then figuring out the width, if that is for you or you need to go a larger bar. Everything else is pretty darn solid out of the gate. Excuse me. The seat post is going to depend on whether or not what size bike you have. For this one, being a large size bike, it's 150 millimeters of travel, and I already have the post, and I know it's cramped right there. We've had this debate on the show before. I'm not going to go into it again. But yes, 150 millimeters of travel, that's fully adjusted for me. The stem, it's a 31.8 millimeter, and so that's pretty much standard. It's 50 millimeter length on this. Now, if you were an extra large person, you would actually have a 60 millimeter. And, you know, if you were a small person, this was an extra small bike or a small bike, it would actually be 35 millimeters. So depending on your size is what you're gonna get. The brakes, to dig into the brakes a little bit more, yeah, I got the iPad mini, a little something different. You know what else I got? A like, subscribe, and a bell notification icon from you guys if you've made it this far and you're enjoying the video and the different surroundings. As far as that goes. Helps out the channel, helps out the video, doesn't cost you anything but a little bit of extra time, and we appreciate it very much. The brakes are going to be 4-piston hydraulic, like I said. They're going to be Shimano. Again, enough to stop. You know, there's nothing dynamite about these brakes, but they're good and they're solid, and they're going to, you know, bring you to a stop when you need to. And then the rotor size is going to be 180 millimeter, and they're going to be center lock as far as that goes. So The bike as it stands is very well equipped out of the gate for the price point. And I just want to make sure everybody understands, because some people out there are like, oh my gosh, you know, that's not the best group in the world. Well, you're also not buying like a Fuel EXE99, okay? Keep in mind, this is a Marlin, it's an aluminum frame, and it's meant to be for that kind of entry level to higher end entry level rider, which we'll get to in a minute, talk about who this bike is for. Now, when we look at weight, she is certainly no lightweight by any stretch of the imagination. We're at 47.3 pounds, 3.8 to be exact, and that's with sealant and no tubes. Current configuration. Oh, twice the weight of Esmeralda. And you know, when I loaded it on the truck today, it was like, yeah, she's heavy. Ain't no doubt about it. And then the weight limit, if you're thinking about getting this, is 300 pounds. And that is for the rider and anything that you would have on there, your backpack, anything like that. I will point out that it has mounts here for a rack, okay? I love the Old Man Mountain racks, which I will put a link down below so you guys can check those out, because they mount through the through axle and then anchor here, and they give you 75 pounds of weight you can put on that back rack, which is awesome. I had that on my Salsa Timberjack, and I highly recommend anybody who's going to be a commuter. I use the Ortlieb saddlebags for bike packing. It was really, really a great setup. I love, before we finish, the kiosk on this is from the new Bosch system. It's an OLED display. It's very, very clear, sharp, easy to read. And I think Bosch really hit it out of the park by upgrading the entry-level system to this display. Very user-friendly, and from what I understand, you can actually link it to the Bosch app with Bluetooth, via Bluetooth, on your iPhone or Android phone, which is nice. If you're gonna use that app, it's there at your disposal. And again, we'll do another video really going into detail on that app. Now, you know, who's this bike for? Hopefully the video is for you guys when we talk about this. Now, Brandon and I talk about bikes all the time, entry-level bikes, that mid-range bike, and of course that pro-level bike. And we've talked about the Marlin extensively as far as that entry-level hardtail mountain bike. What we thought was a good as far as the Marlin 6 or the Marlin 8, especially having the new gens just out, what a great value proposition they are for riders that are just getting into mountain biking. Good all-around hardtail bikes, and then from there we go to the Roscoe. This bike sets right at that same category. If you're, say, traveling with your wife in an RV and you want a pair of e-bikes, pedal assist bikes to ride the trail, and you're not getting like super downhill crazy, throw them on the back of your truck or RV, you know, here you go. These would be perfect for that. You're gonna get a really good range, okay? You're gonna get a really good ride, and there's nothing, again, that you have to really replace out of the gate. As things wear out, sure, upgrade those parts. As the drivetrain wears out, upgrade it. As the, you know, maybe you wanna get new brakes or something after, you know, a year or two, upgrade those. Of course, you have to replace the pads and everything before that time. But this bike, as it sits, is very rideable, and I anticipate it being a lot of fun. And for everybody asking, well, Thomas, why didn't you just wait for the Powerfly, the new Powerfly, Gen Powerflies to come out, which they should be here in January or February? I thought about that, and I probably will be getting the new Powerfly full suspension, which is very much like, and you'll see why when I get it and we do a video, a Top Fuel. It's like a pedal assist version of the Top Fuel, but those are also on carbon frames where this is aluminum. So one, I have no problem riding an aluminum frame. Two, I'm excited about this bike for what it represents, for the demographic that it represents. I think anybody can have fun on this bike, okay? Now you guys know me, I'm not a professional rider. I just like to go out there and rip and have a great time on it. Remember the party pace, okay? And I think this fits that bill, where that Powerfly is that next step up, having a 400 or 600 watt, okay, battery, amp hour battery or watt hour battery, and having the option of a carbon frame. It's like the Marlin going to the Roscoe. So this Marlin Plus going to the Powerfly, okay, depending on budget, the rider, what your needs are, and at the end of the day, how much you want to spend, okay? That's all important. And $3,500 is not chump change. I'm not saying that it is. This is, you know, that's a lot of money. That's a mortgage payment. That's bills for the month for some people. I get that. But if you're looking to spend once, kind of that buy once, cry once, and you want just something fun, frame's not gonna fail on you, you know, something that you could take out to the canal path or, you know, any trail for the most part and have a good time with, this is it. Buy a set of good shoes, which we'll have a video about here in a couple weeks, and a helmet, and you're good to go. You don't even have to buy a bike computer because with this linked to your phone, it keeps track of everything. So I think Trek did a very good job with this bike and just saying, hey, here's what it is. We don't need to go any more than what this is. It's a good offering for a lot of people. And I'm inclined to agree. Now again, I haven't ridden it. That's tomorrow. And you guys know me. Brandon and I are always just very like direct. We don't mean to be rude. That's not what we're trying to do, but we're very direct. So I will give you guys the full lowdown. It'll be like a trail video / first ride impressions on this. And again, I'm excited for it. I think we got a lot of good things coming with this bike, and it's gonna be fun as far as the upgrades go, and we can't wait to share all that stuff with you. So remember, like, subscribe, bell notification icon. Helps out the channel, helps out the video. There's links down below. Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix, in my opinion, is the most important link. Now, if you have any questions about today's video, you're more than welcome to ask, okay, down in the comments. We answer all questions. Just ask that you know, don't be a jerk. Good civil conversation is always appreciated. Or you can simply follow the link and give Brandon or one of his guys a call, guys or gals a call down at the shop. Amazing group of people down there. We have our social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It's the devil's work, but we need it to get the word out for Get Out Arizona. Now, we do group rides, group hikes every so often. It's a lot of fun. We're very much an interactive channel, and we want you to be a part of that as far as that goes. Now, we have some affiliate links down there too. Make a qualifying purchase. Does not cost you any additional money, but we get a commission, which helps out with gas money, park pass money, and coffee money, the other trifecta we love so much. And just to give you guys a heads up, I'm building an Amazon storefront, so pretty soon, just gonna be one link. It's gonna be parceled out into a couple different categories. Make it a little easier for you, makes it a little easier for me too. So again, it's nice, it's fun. Guys, and other than that, I don't know what else to say except be kind to yourself and others. Be amazing stewards on that trail. And we have to ask, what are you waiting for? And normally Brandon would chime in, Get Out Arizona. And I would say, gosh darn right. We'll see you on that next adventure. My friends, I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a different background. Again, the studio is a work in progress. Hopefully here by the end of the year, it'll be finished. We'll be recording some more videos here, Garage Talk videos. And as always, we appreciate your support. There's some of you guys and gals out there who've been following us for quite some time. 2025 is our year, and we're gonna do it and blow this thing up. And I appreciate everybody that's coming along for the ride. So, guys, have an amazing day wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, and we'll talk to you soon.